Hello and welcome back. We've got our guest here and we'll be giving him his super guest cape.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You are, in fact, super, so gotta have the cape.
My mom always told me that.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. We obviously met you at Wings Over the Rockies.
Yes.
But let's get a little recap on who you are and what you do.
My name is Matthew Burchette, and I'm the curator at Wings Over the Rockies, which basically means I'm in charge of all the stuff, from little tiny buttons to a B-1 bomber. That all falls under my purview.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty neat job.
Yeah, it kind of stinks.
Well, I mean, that's not really why we brought you here today anyway.
No, that's right.
We brought you here to tell us about some art, right?
Yeah, but a very specific kind of art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nose art.
Nose
And
art?
we're not
Like
talking
on
about
my nose?
Nope. Not nose art, not the kind of stuff you see on car windows where the dogs put their noses. Nope. We're talking about plain nose art.
Ooh.
So we've got some photographs that I have brought, and we're going to start actually with the very beginning. And so we're going to start with a young man by the name of Calbraith Perry Rogers. And so the photograph that we're looking at, I'm assuming, is Calbraith, and he's chomping on that cigar. And the aircraft behind him is a Wright Model B. It was actually the second or third iteration of what the Wright brothers had built.
Okay.
And so the armor company, you know, like Armor Ham, that kind of, the meat company, at that time they were actually producing a grape soda called Vin Fizz. And so Vin Fizz, they wanted to kind of get their name out, so they told Calbraith, hey, why don't you fly across the United States? And we'll paint our logo all over the plane, and every place you go, people will see the Vin Fizz logo. So there we have the Vin Fizz plane. So that's really kind of the very first part of nose art, where you've got kind of pop culture coming into aviation. And so let's go to our second slide. So now we've jumped ahead to World War I, and this young dapper-looking guy is a German ace by the name of Ernst Udet. And so you can see on the side of his biplane there that he's got the word low, which actually was his nickname for his girlfriend, Lolo Zink. Now on the back, it says Du doch nicht, which loosely translated in German means, oh no, not you. So when he was flying along and somebody was behind him, like a British guy was behind him, you know, if the British guy knew how to speak German, he's like, seriously? Really? And then, of course, you get mad. Now, why he didn't get shot down, I don't know. So let's go to our third slide. So now we've jumped ahead to World War II. And here we have a picture of a kind of a cartoon little guy. He's a short, fat little guy, and it's Mr. 5x5. That was actually a song title. Okay. Mr. 5x5, he's 5 feet wide and 5 feet tall. And now we can go to our next slide. And so here we have the classic kind of pinup art from World War II. This is actually from a Varga calendar. And Alberto Varga was an extremely popular painter of the time. He actually used airbrushes to do his artwork, and he was all over calendars. He was in magazines. The young man that actually painted this piece of artwork was a guy by the name of Tony Starcer from the 91st Bomb Group, and he actually painted over 120 pieces of artwork during his time in World War II. Yeah. Let's go to our next. Disney.
Oh.
Everybody loves Disney. So here we have Thumper, and he's thumping on a bomb, which I'm not going to recommend. But the cool part about this is notice that every time these guys went out on a mission, they painted a very tiny little thumper to represent that mission. Nice. And you'll see at the very bottom there's one that's got 6 Japanese flags. Those represent 6 aircraft shot down by that particular bomber during one of their missions. So that's kind of cool.
That's impressive.
Think about all the time it took just to do that. Every time they would come back. That's a lot of information to put up there. So let's go to our next slide. Pluto.
Oh.
Everybody loves Pluto.
Of course.
Here's Pluto, but it may be hard to see in this one, but he's actually kicking an old school bomb with the fuse coming out the top.
Oh, that's cool.
That one's pretty cool. So let's go to our next one. Dumbo. That's something that you absolutely want in your Bombardier We Never Miss. And then we can go to our next. Now we've jumped ahead to Korea. And the reason I picked this photograph is because the guy that's flying this aircraft actually flew in World War II and utilized the exact same nose art on his P-47 in World War II. And so he just, as he got called back into service for the Korean War, now he's just repainted his plane with the same thing he had in World War II, which I think is kind of neat.
That's fun.
And then one more. Now we've got into Vietnam. This is actually an AH-1G Huey Cobra, which was an attack gunship. And the guy standing there, he's the pilot, and he's named his Cobra Pillow Power. Why would you call like this massive machine? Yeah, it's so scary. Well, he was so short, he literally had to sit on a pillow to see over the top. Because in the helicopter, the pilot sits in back, and then the gunner sat in front, so he literally had to sit on a pillow to be able to see over the instrument panel. And then we've got one more, I believe. I had not lived in Denver that long when I found this photograph, and it took me a while to figure out what this guy had painted on his helicopter. And you can see right under his right arm is a symbol, and I thought, man, that looks really familiar, but I can't figure out what it is. And one day I was driving down the street, and this guy passed me in his car, and I saw the symbol on the back of his car, and I went, well, duh, it's Never Summer Snowboards.
Oh.
Come to find out,
Nice.
the kid's from Colorado, so of course he's going to put Never Summer on his helicopter. So that's like the history of aircraft nose art in like 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Or less.
Wow.
So, what else do you want to know about nose art?
So
Because I
that-
can go for
yeah.
another 10 hours.
Well, you showed us that the last one that we just saw. He also had a card on the top. What was that?
Yeah, that's actually, the red and white is the flag for cavalry. Red and white goes way, way back to Civil War times and even before as the colors for cavalry units. And so then the ace of spades actually denotes his unit, his squadron within the larger unit. Today, helicopters like that, that's a little OH-58, are actually considered air cav.
Okay.
So these guys have their big black cavalry hats that
Yeah.
they wear around, and they're really proud and they're really obnoxious. I've got a bunch of friends that are air cav guys, and they're hard to live with.
So I'm curious, how did you get into plain nose art in the first place?
You know, I don't know. As a kid, I had a bunch of books on history, and I remember looking through them, and there was one guy by the name of Tony Starcer, I mentioned him before, that just did this amazing work on B-17s, and from then on I was hooked. I would have loved to have met him. He actually died back in the 1980s, but he was just an amazing artist. In fact, he was so prolific in the 91st Bomb Group that he actually had other guys doing artwork for him, where they would do all the lettering, and then he would come in and actually do all the art, the art pieces. He would paint the backs of these jackets. So if you had, like the one we saw earlier, if you had your bomber was named, Miss Milady, you could get it painted on the back of your jacket and then walk around in town and be like, yeah, check it out.
That's pretty cool. Do you have any of his pieces at Wings Over the Rockies, or?
We have an exhibit on nose art, and I don't have any actual nose art pieces. Most of those belong to the Commemorative Air Force in Texas, actually in Dallas now. See how we pulled that around?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So we do have a neat exhibit. One of the great things in there that I'm really excited about is one of my volunteers, who still volunteers for us, actually painted the nose art on his plane. And when I mentioned loving nose art, he said, I still have the paintbrushes that I used. So I have those on display in a little case, and it's just
so
really cool. And he comes in every week. He's like 93, and he rides a Razor scooter around the museum. It's nuts.
Nice. Good
That
for
is
him.
I know.
Awesome.
That's what I aspire to be.
Me
Yeah, I want to
too.
be like him when I grow up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Life plans.
Yeah, we all just need scooters.
I know.
So, what do you think is your favorite piece of nose art just ever that you've ever seen? What's the one that has the most value to you, or is the most sentimental, or is just your favorite?
Wow, that is really a hard question to answer. It's probably from a B-17 that was in the 91st Bomb Group, and it's Little Miss Mischief. And it's not so much the nose art, but it's just the entire plane, because what happened is this plane was on a mission over Germany, and it got hit in the middle of the plane, and it literally nearly broke in half.
Oh.
And a bunch of the crew members literally were in the plane pulling on the wires to control the control surfaces. They get home, they land, literally the plane goes, and they're like, all right, we're going to write this off. It's never going to fly again. And the crew chief said, no, this is my plane. I'm going to make it fly.
Wow.
So he literally took the rear end of one other plane and grafted it on to, so the plane was silver up front and olive drab in the back.
Cool.
And it flew like another 20 missions after that.
That's
so
amazing.
that is just really cool to me.
If you could design your own nose art for your plane, what would it be?
I would have to do something probably either from Bloom County, maybe Opus. Bloom County, by the way, is back on Facebook, or from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of Calvin and
Yeah,
Hobbes.
you gotta love the Calvin and
Yes.
Hobbes.
And what would your plane be named?
I'd name it after my wife,
Yeah.
Julie.
Oh. Would it just be like the Julie or like
The Jules.
the Jules?
I call her Jaybird, so that would
the
it'd
Jaybird.
just be
That's a
Jaybird.
nice plane name.
Perfect.
Yeah, Jaybird. How that
All right.
works into Calvin and Hobbes, I have no idea.
Who
But who
knows?
cares? It's my plane.
Yes, of course.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Thank you very much for
Oh,
chatting with us.
absolutely.
And we're going to move over to our other set after this commercial break.
Nice.
To show you some more cool plane stuff. And we're back. Airplane making time. As
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see, we just talked about planes. Now we're going to make some planes of our own.
Amazing.
And we're going to teach each other and you how to make these airplanes. So the first one we're making is called the Thunder Bomber. As you can see, we've each got our piece of paper. We're going to start by folding it in half vertically. Well, I guess long ways.
dog.
Long ways, hot dog style, right? Okay. Then we're going to unfold it. Then we're going to do a hamburger
Oh,
I'm getting hungry.
the other way.
I know. I wonder if you
Me
could
too.
perhaps infuse a hot dog and a hamburger.
Is craft services on site?
So as you can see, we've got this. It's got this nice crease down the middle. Leave it folded. And then what we're going to do is you take this diagonal here, this diagonal, and we're going to fold it. So, and then unfold it. We're just making a crease here. It's actually more like this. You actually want to get the whole diagonal.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, that was not.
All right. I got you.
And then we're going to do it on the other side.
Gotcha.
Oh, I totally did this wrong.
Whatever, it won't
We got
impede
it,
the
we got
plane.
it.
You kind
All
of
right,
end
I'm
up
gonna-
needing that crease anyway.
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
You're going to make
here.
Yep.
a
I'm,
classy plane.
I'm going.
We're gonna see how that goes.
That's right.
All right.
Okay. Now this is the fun part.
Are we totally unfolding it?
Not quite.
I
we
never
actually
did
are
follow
leaving it
directions
refolded.
Well.
Okay, so then we're gonna do this. So we're gonna fold down to the crease.
All right. All right.
Mine is gonna be a little bit weird.
As you can see, we're folding down to this crease here. So
We're very good
it's
at
got
folding
this
things
flap.
here.
And we're gonna unfold it. So we've got these nice creases. Now this is the tricky part. Once we've got these creases,
All right. All right.
we're actually gonna pop it inside. You
Oh.
have to fold it into the body of the plane. And the first time I made this one, this was kind of where I started getting confused. But what it should look like is like this, once you've got it folded in. Yeah, you've got it going on. Yeah, see? Una, you're
Okay.
almost there. Yeah, now just flatten it. Just like if you smush it down, it'll be mostly right. Yeah, that's mostly right, actually. Perfect. Okay. Now this next part is also kind of weird, but basically you're just gonna fold this in a little bit and you just kind of eyeball it.
All right.
There's no like specific way to do it. You just kind of want it in a little bit and you do it on both sides. So we're doing it like this. See, we're folding this in.
Who comes up with this stuff?
I
Yeah,
don't
who
know. I
has
feel
the
like there's
time?
people who like have
Exactly.
jobs to design airplanes and I feel like that would
We
be
actually
like,
had a guy at the museum who had he had the world's record for, what was it? Longest flight.
That's awesome.
And it was something
Wow.
like 30 some odd seconds, 32
Jeez.
seconds. When you think about a paper airplane, you're like, well, that's nothing, but toss your paper airplane.
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't think I
and
can.
it's like
No,
30
I
seconds, that's
understand.
half a minute.
Yeah, that's like a long time. Good
So
for
then
him.
this next part is also kind of weird. We're actually gonna like fold this flap down. So
Which flap?
see, you basically just shove some more stuff on top of itself.
Like
Mine
this.
is not, this is gonna be.
You're almost there.
This is going to be an interesting plane. You'll have to tell us
See?
if these are
You just
flight
fold
ready.
these down. We'll see how they turn out.
Wow, yeah.
So now that you've got that, then yeah, you do that on the other side, and then you basically just do more folding.
Okay. Yeah, mine is totally gonna be different than y'all's.
Whatever.
This-
We're all gonna have
this
unique
looks-
airplanes. And then we can have a fly off. Okay.
I think.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Okay,
It's just,
so
I'm,
then we're
I'm
just-
totally. I'm going by the seat of my pants.
Then you just do the rest of it. Then you just do like the normal plane stuff.
The
Where you-
folding.
Yeah, the like where
folding
you
up
make
the
the middle
planes?
and
then we
Mine
fold.
is-
but then what makes this unique is you end up giving it some flaps.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like flaps.
Okay. Let's see. Mine got unfolded somewhere, but or I folded it one way at one point. I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
Wow, yeah.
I've
This-
got a
that-
crease I don't think is supposed to be there.
I've got something that looks like origami.
I think that's beautiful.
Okay, should we try mine? Matt,
Yeah,
show us yours.
wow.
Let's all show ours off to the camera. I don't know.
And here's the guy from the aircraft museum who apparently can't
Yours
follow
is
directions.
art, though.
Yes,
I mean,
yours and that lovely like purple pastel color.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna see how well this flies. I have
We should
a
make
feeling
all planes that color.
it is not gonna happen.
Should we all try our planes?
Yep.
All right, let's
Hold
aim
on.
for the camera.
All right.
1, 2,
two,
3. Yay!
Yay!
That
Okay.
was horrible.
I think we got a total of 2 feet.
Mine just went.
Yes. Okay.
Perhaps more of a flip.
Luckily,
Okay. Matt's showing us some classic airplane here.
yeah, this one in honor of the Pope, I guess, being here.
Ooh.
This one actually flies really, really well.
Oh, oh.
Or not.
Or not.
What was that? That was just.
I don't know. Usually they glide really.
Huh.
All right, let's try that one again.
Okay. What are we doing here?
Okay, so
Should probably get a piece of
basically we just fold kind of like this. So you get the kind of
Okay.
Twin
rabbit
Peaks.
ears,
All right,
Twin
all
Peaks
right.
at the top. And then you just fold
Fold it up.
over. And I did it twice and that didn't seem to work real well, so I'm going to try 3 times. So you end up with the Colorado mountain peaks.
Lovely.
Or when you turn it like this,
And then we're
you end up with the Pope's mitre,
sweet.
which you can also wear. All right.
I wonder if mine will work better as a hat than as a
Mine, yeah,
plane.
mine.
All right,
We'll
let's
try
look
it.
up.
All right.
Okay, and then how does
Whoops.
one throw this plane?
Did you have any techniques?
You're kind of supposed to just,
Loft it?
yeah, just kind of loft it, like.
All right.
Ooh, that was
There we
nice.
go.
Lovely.
Woohoo!
Oh, too hard.
Oh!
Okay.
Well, that
All
was
right.
beautiful.
yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
out of time?
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for joining us
Yes, we
today.
are out of time.
We can make
Shoot.
some more planes ourselves.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep
All right,
folding.
So feel free to check us out on Facebook
Book
and
and-
YouTube
Yes.
and all the social networks.
Yes.
I'm Bridget,
I'm Una.
and this is Nerd Necessities Network.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Let's do the folding.